Yes, here we are again, gentle people. Another week, and we are continuing the Demon Slayer Kimetsu No Yaiba Season 3 Train. Welcome everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, of course, episode 2 is here, and it's a shame that every episode couldn't be an hour, well, 40-something minutes, right? So, we're back to the usual programming of 20-something minutes, your typical anime episode length. So, yeah. Honestly, first episode was honestly awesome. You can definitely check out my reaction review on it. I'll definitely leave a card and a link to it at the end. The usual YouTube jazz and blues. But yeah, hope you guys are doing awesome. Let's see what this episode has to offer. Definitely leave a like. Let's start a conversation in the comment section. And yeah, subscribe. We're on the way to 2,000 subs. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, here we go. Tanjiro is such a good boy. Wait. Man say, yo, give me the key, yot. Jadro. Man said, dog, if it's I'm a Hashira, dog. Man said, stop it, yot, you're not upon my level. Yo, Muichiro just had style the man. Of course, Tanjiro gonna want to stand up for the man. Give him the old 1-2 taught no jutsu, dog. What lad? Alright. I think the cliche would have been, oh shit, dog, so you're right. Maybe I should reconsider my trade of thought. Man said, no, come out of my way. I don't have time for this. Yo, that's just funny, dog. Honestly. Nice camera work as usual. Stop it. Just like a scope idea of how bad Yoriichi was. And I think that should answer a lot of the anime only reactors I was seeing confused about Tanjiro's dad this and Tanjiro's dad that's from last episode. There you go. If you put 2 and 2 together, obviously the persons in that flashback neither are Tanjiro's dad. I'm trying to remember, was that revealed in the manga right away? It's just still weird to me. Clearly there's something wrong with you, dog. Tanjiro spewing words of wisdom. I like it, I like it. Ow. Tanjiro spewing wisdom, like just preaching, honestly. But kind of feels very Hashirama-ish in terms of what Hashirama was saying as well in Naruto to Madara towards the end. Man, no just actually work this time, dog. Man, I improve. Man, just raw, dog, and say it like it is. Kyle, if you're watching, you need a crow like that in a real life, dog. This man just get what's up. Kotetsu just get well pissed off, dog. I'm not gonna lie, one thing I really love about Demon Slayer is the constant training, really and truly. Manadi with Mansaman. Janu. Whoa, what? No, brother! Yo, it's a Ross, like the man getting no brother. Just like that. Ow. What's an appetite? Some food, appetite, some food. Alright. Getting better. Stop it. Bro, listen, that's not how physics works, bro. Like you can't just be floating in the air like that. Tanjiro-san. Alright, let's see the ending. Woo! Mitsuri! Jeez, I'm the real reason we're watching this show! Alright, so that's a solid second outing for season 3 of Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Swordsmith Village arc. And wow, I mean, I think that was a funny episode for the most part, with some nice, drop some nice, bits of wisdom there, thanks to Tanjiro for the most part. And of course we got to explore and deal with a bit more of the Mist Hashira, Muichiro. I feel like I'm pronouncing his name wrong. But the point is, we got to, see how his mindset is, who he is as a character. And funny enough, I think what the episode is setting up, and not necessarily the contents of the episode, is just the dynamic between what you see with the Mist Hashira up until this point in the story and what's been presented when it comes on to the openings. Well, yeah, the openings and the endings when it comes on to this season. So obviously there is something that happened to the Mist Hashira that kind of changed him into this blunt, well, as Tanjiro would have said, he's not saying it with any malice. He's not being blunt with any malice, but obviously it's hinting at something that's happened to him, and more than likely we'll get to explore it this season. But that's if you're really digging into the comparison between the content of the episode and the opening or ending. So there's definitely that. Well, that aside, this episode really kind of threw the bluntness and non-malicious bluntness, let's go with it like that, of Muichiro in terms of exploring just the dynamic between more of it that between swordsmiths and swordsmen, really and truly. And as Tanjiro said, even though what the Mist Hashira was saying was mostly right, not I wouldn't say entirely, it's more nuanced than that. And I think that's what Tanjiro really addressed in this episode in terms of his interactions between himself and Kotetsu, essentially, because of course in terms of Demon Slayer, that struggle of humanity against a foe you can't really win, at the end of the day they're all in it together, and that's the nuance of it. Even if you're not on the front lines, it's kind of along the lines of that spirit of interdependence, human interdependence, that I think in real life some of us who kind of get caught up with work kind of sometimes forgets that we're kind of in this together, because at the end of the day we're all going to die. So it's really and truly that when you really come out of this episode. And I did love what Tanjiro was saying in terms of, it was very, I guess, emotionally or just overall mature of Tanjiro to say like, yo, I want to beat Muzan, I want to save my sister, but it's not a guarantee that I'm actually going to come out of this alive or even achieve that goal. But maybe if I work hard enough, at least I can pass something on to the next generation to continue where I left off, essentially. And I like that in the grand scheme of things, because really and truly, going back to even real life, just because you work hard, and you know, you give it your all and everything, it doesn't guarantee you'll actually meet your goals. It's just the reality of the situation, but you can at least pass on something to the next generation to continue your dream, give or take. So I kind of love that mature, you know, side of Tanjiro, like that emotionally mature side of him when it comes on to that. And of course, Tanjiro is a good boy, you know. The man is just the contrast and the dynamic between Kotetsu later on in this episode, who's just the man, just find him strengths and just start go all in for Tanjiro in terms of the trading and thing, and just the contrast between that and Tanjiro's pure nature, it makes for great comedy, I'm not gonna lie. So I definitely love that. And finding out more about Yoriichi, the guy in the flashback, you know, apparently this doll is modeled up after him, and it kind of gives more of an idea of how ridiculously powerful this, you know, Yoriichi actually was 300 years ago, with the added, you know, benefit of clearing up the confusion that anime owners were having up until this point in terms of, oh, this is Tanjiro's dad, this is Tanjiro's dad, this is Tanjiro's, is that Tanjiro's dad, who is that, you know? So the fact that the Sengoku period is 300 years ago, yeah, that says something. So Muzan's been around a while too, so that kind of gives a hint into that. Now, outside of all of that, I appreciate that we're getting some training again, because I was saying in the reaction, I love that in between a lot of these arcs we get Tanjiro, almost every arc we get some training after, he's getting stronger and stronger and stronger, making it more believable how he can, you know, compete with those around him. But at the same time, I do love that they balance it out with like, yeah, you're getting stronger, Tanjiro, but you're not in the upper tiers just yet. And I think the interaction between him and Muichiro, the Mist Hashira, in terms of the failed taught no jutsu section, they're kind of helped to really cement that, because it was like, yo, now come on to movie, honestly. So it at least gives us, the audience, something more to look forward to when it comes down to Tanjiro's growth, and that there's, you know, signaling there's much more room for him to improve. And I guess by extension, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Keeps our interest, engages us, keeps us coming back for more. One of the three. So yeah, all in all, awesome episode, can't really complain. So yeah, and I love the ending, but that's just me. Mitsuri. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I hope you guys probably have a even better week, because it's back to work. Yeah. Anyway, Sanju Uchi, and I'll see you in the next one.